As we saw in the last episode, Alex, Rachel, Daniel, and Sam continued their exploration of the Ravenswood mansion. They were haunted by ghostly apparitions who revealed that the mansion was cursed and that the source of the curse lay in the heart of the mansion. Following the clues, they discovered a hidden chamber with an ancient altar. As they stepped inside, they were confronted by a monstrous shape formed from the shadows. To break the curse and free the trapped souls, they must now face this dark entity.
The monstrous shape that emerged from the shadows seemed to absorb all the light in the room. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent, otherworldly intensity. We stood frozen, our flashlights trembling in our hands. "Stay together," I whispered, trying to muster the courage to move forward. The entity loomed closer, its presence suffocating.
"We have to destroy the altar,"
Sam said, her voice shaking but determined.
"It's the source of its power."
Daniel nodded, his face pale but resolute.
"I'll distract it. You guys take care of the altar."
Before we could protest, Daniel lunged forward, shouting and waving his flashlight. The entity turned its glowing eyes toward him, momentarily distracted. Seizing the opportunity, the rest of us rushed to the altar. The altar was covered in ancient symbols, pulsating with a dark energy. Rachel frantically searched through the journal, looking for a way to break the curse.
"Here,"
she cried, pointing to a passage.
"we need to recite this incantation, and then destroy the altar."
As the entity roared in anger, we gathered around the altar, our voices joining together in a desperate chant. The words felt foreign on our tongues, heavy with ancient power. The entity lunged toward us, but Daniel bravely intercepted it, giving us precious moments to complete the incantation. The symbols on the altar began to glow brightly, the dark energy swirling and crackling around us. With a final, thunderous roar, the entity was drawn back toward the altar, its form dissipating into the shadows.
"Now, destroy it,"
Sam shouted. Grabbing a heavy candlestick, I swung it with all my might, shattering the altar into pieces. The dark energy erupted in a blinding flash, and then all was still. We stood in the now silent chamber, our breaths coming in ragged gasps. The oppressive weight that had filled the mansion lifted, replaced by a profound sense of peace. The ghosts of Ravenswood appeared once more, their forms now serene and grateful. "Thank you," Eleanor Ravenswood said, her voice filled with relief. "You have freed us all." With a final, grateful smile, the spirits faded away, leaving us alone in the chamber. We made our way back through the mansion, the once foreboding halls now feeling strangely empty without the dark presence that had haunted them. As we stepped outside, the first light of dawn broke over the horizon. We had survived the night and broken the curse of Ravenswood Mansion. Exhausted but triumphant, we knew that this Halloween would be one we would never forget. And with that, we drove away from the mansion, leaving its dark history behind us.